Huh. The game can't be saved. The data on the memory card does not match the data from the last time you saved. I've never encountered anything like that before. Greetings everyone, Nationbard here, hope you're having a fantastic day. So yeah, uh, we had a slight issue occur. Basically these two Lenk files are basically in a sort of a state of being broken. I mean, I could possibly beat the Forest Temple and then do a door time clip or skip to get adult Link back into where the Master Sword pedestal is, and I don't know. I don't know if I could be able to do that. I'd rather just do what I've done here, which is basically create a new save where I've got all the way up to this point and open the door of time and we can continue our adventure as normal. I basically have everything that we had last time, except I'm missing one thing. Din's Fire. And the Keaton Mask, but Keaton Mask is by the by. Missing Din's Fire is a little more annoying because I don't need it per se, but it would be it just means I need to beat the Forest Temple in order to go back and get it, which I suppose that is kind of a little bit annoying, but oh well. We are going to go out into the wide world of being an adult. Yeah, so the first thing we need to do is head over to Kakariko Village because we need an item from there. Hang on a second. Isn't usual that is weird. The I'm sure the ring around the smoke ring around Death Mountain is usually like red and fiery at this point, to kind of indicate, oh, there's something bad going on over there. It's just, yeah, this is really bizarre. Like, of all, oh yeah, look, there it is. Usually you can see that from Hyrule Field as well, so that is such a bizarre little thing. Huh. Oh, whilst we're here, I brought a new type of miniature cuckoo. I call it the pocket cuckoo. I don't get goosebumps from this baby. Cuckoos are very good at getting lazy late risers out of bed. Haven't you heard of them before? It makes them very happy to crow cuckoo, especially when it wakes up a very heavy sleeper. However, my cuckoo is not entirely happy right now. You're like you're good at handling. No, I'm really not. Here, take this egg. After the cuckoo hatches, bring it back to me after a while and I'll check out its mood. Yeah, I'll give it a try. So, what we've done here is we've actually begun a quest line. It is the Big Goron Sword quest line. It's a kind of a massive trade sequence where we kind of get items, we give them to other people. We didn't have like timed sort of races to get to certain locations, but we're not going to worry about that today. We are not going to worry about that at all. Instead, what we are going to do is open up this grave. This is actually a new grave. If you were to come here as a child, there isn't actually a grave here because this is where Dampé, the gravekeeper, is, because he's died over the 7 years, which is really sad. Young man, are you fast on your feet? I may not look like it, but I'm confident in my speed. Let's have a race. Follow me if you dare. So yeah, basically then we've got to sort of do this race against Dampé, the gravekeeper. There's lots of different, like, oh, that was close. Basically, you need to kind of keep very close to him. Yeah. I mean, he does. I think he has some kind of rubber banding, but when he goes through these doors, if you don't get to them quick enough, they will close, and you have to basically restart the race from the beginning. And it's interesting because there's obviously quite a sprawling little maze down here. I would love to be able to actually explore it in its entirety one day. Just because it's just... Ah, you sod. It's super curious, and we can hear some redeads. Now, if we were actually doing this good, we would be looking to try and beat a time of like under a minute. That would actually get us a piece of heart, which I will do later. We can't do that now because we're missing an item for it. But what we can do is we can speak to him. The time of this race was 1:06. Young man, you are very quick to be able to keep up with me. As a reward, I'm going to give you my treasure. It's called the hook shot. Its spring-loaded chain will pull you to any spot where its hook sticks. Doesn't that sound cool? I'm sure it will help you. I live here now, so come back again sometime. I'll give you something. Yeah, so come back here again sometime. I'll give you something cool. That's a hint to the heart piece. One more thing, be careful on your way back. Now, if you actually, if I was doing this the way I had previously, where I didn't actually have the Song of Time, I would have to save and quit to kind of progress after getting the hook shot, because we'll see in a second why that is. Got the hook shot, so I can use it to hook onto things. You can use it to drag distant items towards you, or you can use it to pull yourself towards something. Yep. So we now have ourselves the hook shot, which I typically set the hook shot to see down. That's a weird habit of mine. In fact, I'm just gonna put you over there. So with these massive blocks, we could just play the Song of Time, and that will cause the blocks to disappear. Or move, actually. They don't disappear. Typically, they'll sort of move to another location. In some dungeons, there's like one or two instances where you use it, and they'll move, and you'll use them as a platform to get up somewhere higher, or, you know, just they'll change ever so slightly. Now, we actually never came here as a kid. This is this is Kakariko Windmill. Let's just jump across here. Wait for... Oh. I wonder what's going on in the forest right now. I'm worried about Saria too. You're worried. I hadn't given her much thought. But, whoosh, we can jump. Grab ourselves a piece of heart. Excellent. And what I'm going to do whilst I'm here, if we pull out our Ocarina here, this guy... What? You've got an Ocarina? What the heck? That reminds me of that time, 7 years ago. Back then, a mean kid came around and played a strange song. It messed up this windmill. And then we played the Song of Storms, which is actually the background music to this. So how this tune is like weird and like, I don't, you know, he came along and played a weird song. Well, you know the weird song, because, yeah. But yeah, we played the Song of Storms, we get the Song of Storms, which is probably one of my favourite tracks, and it is literally only used for like very few things. This causes the windmill to freak out a little bit. How it's raining inside, I do not know. But as a kid, this would actually drain the well. This is why the well is drained down here. And obviously, we went into the bottom of the well without draining it. That doesn't make any difference. Like, the events will still play out as if I had gone and drained the water. So, you know what, whilst we're here, there's another thing that I'd forgotten to get back when I was a kid. And that is back when I was child. Well, I'm now child Lenk. Lenk is now... He's trapped in a multi-dimensional prison of his own creation. He's not having a good time about it. But if we come over to here, if we come over to this grave at the back here, I don't know if I can do this. I've never tried this as an adult. But if we were to come here and play Zelda's Lullaby... Because there's a little Triforce symbol on the ground, and this is a tomb related to the royal family, I believe. So we'll do this, and, you know, weather's going a bit crazy. I've never seen this cutscene as an adult. It sounds really silly, but I've always done this as like a child. It's one of the first things that I do once I get to Kakariko. And it blows up this grave. Now actually, I don't know if we can progress much further than like the first room. I think do we need? Let's find out. I've got this weird feeling that I'm not going to be able to progress much further in this room. I might be able to. Oh, okay. And that's... No, that does open the door. That is good. That's super helpful for me. The reason why we want to do this is so we can get to this sort of area here. Let's just run through here. Let's avoid the re-deads. Ah, no. Leave me alone. Now, if we come over to here, we will get another Ocarina song. As a poem dedicated to a royal family, the rising sun will eventually set a new life, and newborn's life will fade from sun to moon, moon to sun, give peaceful rest to the living dead. This is an interesting poem, huh? Something is inscribed on the tombstone. It's the secret melody of the Composer Brothers. Now, what I should have done is I should have, like, interacted with the gravestones outside. This would allow you to encounter Sharp and Flat, the Composer Brothers, who composed the Sun Song. They were the, like, royal composers. They're probably the ones who composed Zelda's Lullaby as well, truth be told. But now with the Sun Song, we now have our own instant means of changing it from day to night, which is going to be super useful when we start hunting down the skulltulas. I'm not too worried about hunting them down now because, I mean, the only thing I'd want skulltulas for at this moment in time now is to get the next tier wallet. Because once we have the next tier wallet, no, leave me alone. Once we have the next tier's wallet, we'll be able to, basically there'll be nothing in the game we wouldn't be able to buy, because that puts us up to 500 rupees. And I want to say the most expensive items in the game are 300. I think there's some special tunics that cost 300 rupees a pop. I could be wrong. But one of the things I will do, just very quickly, let's just get rid of you. Now, usually this box up here, as a kid, there is some soft soil that we would put, oh, come on. Do I need to be a little bit further ahead? Right, just move ourselves a little bit. Usually you would plant some magic beans in the ground and you would use the magic beans, and this is just trying to make like the teeniest tiny little adjustments, and it's actually weirdly difficult, but theoretically we should be able to hook shot onto this. Oh, just a little bit up. There we go. I might just have to do it the normal way. Let's not worry about it. I'm not going to try and skip that because I'm going to waste way too much time. We're already 13 minutes in. Well, one of the things we can do in Kakariko is I can use... Oh no, it's not going to let me because it's too far away. I forget how like short the normal hook shots like reaches. It's like not far at all. But there is a gold sculpture that we can get if I just come up this way. We can hook shot onto the roofs of these buildings. It's kind of cool. Ah, nuts. And then what I'm going to do is, what would be worth doing? I suppose obtaining a Pona would probably be our next course of action. I'm just thinking about there's a short list of things I want to try and do. Actually, would it be easier to go? I don't know. Oh, hang on. That was probably just about right. When there's a red circle, that usually indicates you can get yourself up to that location. But yes, there's one of these guys over here. I can use my hook shot. Yeah. Nice. So yes, so now what we'll do is we'll head over to Lon Ranch, which you'll notice things are a little bit different at Lon Ranch when we get there. Because I can get a Pona, and then my hope will be that as long as getting a Pona doesn't take me too long, we should also be able to get ourselves to the Forest Temple, which we're going to need to clear. The reason why we're going to need to clear it is because we can't actually turn back into a child until we've beaten the Forest Temple. Sheik, in their infinite wisdom, is standing in front of the Master Sword pedestal and won't let me go back in time. So let's just side hop our way across the fields here. Excellent. In we go. So let's play the Sun Song. I just realised something, but it's... Oh yeah, look, a chicken hatch from the egg you were incubating. It's the miracle of life. That it is, my friends. So, you'll notice... I mean, we didn't talk to this guy last time we were at Long Range, but this is Ingo. Many people in Kakariko are spreading rumours that I cheated Talon out of the ranch, but don't be ridiculous. That guy Talon was weak. I, the hard-working Ingo, poured so much energy into this place. I don't want any strangers like you saying anything bad about me. Listen, the great Ganondorf recognised my obvious talents and gave the ranch to me. I will raise a fine horse and win recognition from the great Ganondorf. Say, young man, do you want to ride one of my fine horses? Pay me 10 rupees, and you can ride. Yeah. So, no, I don't need to listen because I know how to ride a horse. So, theoretically, what you could do is you can get on this horse and start riding, or over here we have Epona, who at this moment in time will just run away from us. But playing Epona's song will basically bring Epona to us, because Epona's like, oh, hang on a minute, you're a friend. Yes, you're green and friend-shaped, so you must be friend. And yeah, then we can kind of like do some horsey stuff, running around, jumping over fences, get a bit of practice in. Hey, got 5 rupees. I got 5. Basically, I think if the straighter you hit that jump, you get rupees for it. If you hit it at a slight angle, you won't get that. First of all, if you don't hit it at a straight angle, you won't jump over it. But I think we can't quite... Yeah. Yes, I'm done. So I think what we have to do is we have to say we're done, then go back in, ride a horse. We want to ride Epona again. Annoyingly, I don't think Epona will approach us. I think we've got to play the song again. So let me just double check. Yeah. Epona's forgotten who we are. Epona has a really short-term memory. Yes, has some short-term memory problems. Long-term memory enough to know that this song means friend, but short-term memory problems that mean that Epona has totally forgotten that I am friend-shaped. Hey, your saddle has a Triforce on it. Go figure. So, let's speak to you again. And, okay, do you want to make a wager? 50 rupees for a race. So, because we're riding Epona, we are theoretically marginally faster, though this guy is an absolute sod, and we need to kind of just get on the inside of him. Let our characters regenerate a little bit. And yeah, then we're good, we're golden. So let's just keep running around, and boom, we are done with the race. Now, Ingo, being the sore loser that he is, absolutely freaks out. Shoot! If the great Ganondorf found out about this humiliation. Hey, you, how about another race? If you win, you can keep the horse. So yeah, this is how we obtain. This is how we obtain ourselves a horse. It's basically a bit of gambling. So again, let him go wide, and then we're going to sneak in behind him. Now, typically, when you try to do this race on any other horse, I do think he is ever so slightly faster. I do believe there is a way to still beat him on a non-Epona horse. I've never tried it because, you know, it costs 50 rupees every time you fail, and I'm not down for that. What's up with that horse? Is that a pony? How did you tame that wild horse right under my nose? I was going to present that horse to the great Ganondorf, but I bet it on a race and lost. As I promised, I'll give the horse to you. However, I'll never let you leave this ranch. Now, I wonder if I was to save and quit, would it still let me, like... I don't know what would happen then, but we're not going to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to do the Great Escape. The Pony USA. And yeah, we can just sort of jump out of Lon Ranch with our horse intact. And now we have a horse. We have Horse Friend. Excellent. We're making good time as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to Kokiri Forest. Oh, another thing I did was I actually have the silver scale at the moment. I didn't get the... I'll just show you very quickly. So I've got the silver scale here. I didn't get the full golden scale. Most in part laziness, part I didn't want to because I'm gonna have to do fishing as an adult anyway. And there's whoa. As you can see, there's some nonsense going on in the Kokiri Forest. There's Deku scrubs everywhere. It's all a bit sort of like, oh no. The Great Deku Tree is still dead, so... But we're going to head over to the... we're going to head over to the Lost Woods. Because we need to head to the Sacred Forest Meadow, and hopefully you remember your way to the Sacred Forest Meadow. I can't remember if it... Because I don't think it does. I don't think it does the sound thing. No, it doesn't. You've basically got to have remembered the route now. But you also notice Mido is here. What are you? Don't you wear Kokirish clothing? You can't fool me. I promised Saria would never let anybody go through here. So basically, he is here to stop us. What we're supposed to do is play Saria's song, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, we're going to do something a little bit more fun. If we pull out the hook shot, we can sort of backflip. And if... Oh, there we go. And we can just backflip right past them. Hey, buddy. I promise. Sorry, I'd never let anyone through. Well, tough titties, my friend. I've managed to bypass you with the power of a backflip. So anyway, let us continue on to the Sacred Forest Meadow. I'm not quite sure why I threw a Deku Nut there. I must have accidentally hit the stick. So, yeah, we're going to go through some narrow passages, and there's a reason why Navi's telling us this, is because there's actually been a slight change to the Sacred Forest Meadow maze, if you will. So if I just... Come on. You'll notice, when I look down this way, there is a... This guy. I believe these are moblins. You can't target them for Navi to tell you what they are. They're just really weird enemies. But we can just use our hook shot to kill them. Ideally, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to kind of Metal Gear Solid your way through here a little bit, because if they hear you, they will charge you. And they'll basically like shove you into like the wall or one of these like watery little pits. But we can just sort of make our way past them. Here we go. And there's one last one up here, and he has a big stick, a big club. And we just need to avoid him. We can kill him if we want to. Oh, hang on. There we go. 2 jump slashes. Whoa! Guy makes bank. Anyway, and if we come up here... You know, Saria is no longer there. She is missing in action. And there is Sheik, being shifty. And also, just another just typically really good bit of music. Sheik's theme is really it's just a really nice sort of like serene bit of music. The flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. A thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. I mean, that can change if you suffer from like memory issues. I want to come back here again, play the Minuet of Forest. So yeah. I always thought it was the Minuet of the Forest, but, you know, never mind. And basically, with each of these songs that we learn from Sheik, they basically operate as like warp songs. So you'll notice that pedestal there. When we play the Minuet of Forest, we will warp. We will be given the option to warp to this location here. You have learned the Minuet of Forest. Lenk, I'll see you again. And then Sheik does this. She just sort of ninjas her way. I mean, ninjas their way. I think Sheik is canonically male, which is awfully confusing. Anyway, so we're going to enter here. This is the Forest Temple. Oh, for a minute I thought I should probably save the game before it freezes or something like that. Not that I'm expecting it to. This isn't Majora's Mask, which was prone to that, but... And I must admit, this dungeon scared the heck out of me as a kid. I just really didn't like the music for it. Really good music, but really terrifying at the same time. Anyway. Let us grab this gold sculpture whilst we're here. Whoop. So, something new for when we're an adult in dungeons now. If I just maneuver myself a little bit. You'll have small chests, which actually you do want to open because they will typically contain keys. So, as an adult, dungeons now have locked doors. And as frustrating as it is, typically speaking, you do need to get every key. Oh, come on. Turn around. Yeah. Everything that's interesting about this dungeon is this dungeon probably would have better suited like the Shadow Temple, in all honesty. The sort of like the House of the Undead, I think it's referred to as. Mostly because it's filled with ghosts. So yeah, they'll go ahead and they'll go fly off. And the idea is we need to get those torches lit back up so we can kind of go down that lift, which would then take us to the boss chamber. I think, yes, there's one over there. Like, I vaguely remember where, I won't say where most of the gold sculptures are. I know where a handful of them are. I'll probably have to make like a note of like particular dungeons that I'm not particularly au fait with. If we come into this room as well, we're locked in, and now we get to deal with possibly one of the more annoying enemies in the game, the Skulltulas. So these guys can do a lot of damage because they can jump slash you, and when they jump slash, they do twice as much damage, much like you do to them. And they'll typically like try to dupe you out. Now, thankfully, they seem to operate on a sense of like fair play, because only one of them will attack you at any given one time. But if you try to jump slash, you see that he went for a jump slash on me. And you've got to be really careful because, again, they'll do double damage. And they do a lot of damage as it is. I think they do like maybe a heart and a half's worth of damage. So it's a lot of damage that you've got to be careful not to accidentally like get steamrolled by. But anyway, we'll get that. I thought for a minute there that was going to be the I thought this could be something else. But anyway, what I'm going to do is we're going to end things here, because what I want to do is basically make my way. Let's make our way to the central room, and I'll save it here. And when we pick this up next time, we'll continue from this room, and we'll go to clear out the forest temple. That's a good place to end it. Made a decent amount of progress as an adult. Anyway, with that all said and done, I hope you've enjoyed yourself. There will be links to my socials in the not descriptions, it's only one, the description below, and I look forward to seeing you when I next do. You can click on me to subscribe. Over there, there'll be the other Zelda playlists, and yes, see you when I next do.